What's going on, guys? Another review popping on at 11 o'clock. You guys already know the drill. Aew Dynamite started off with MJF, and he came out calling himself an American hero. You already know. If you haven't seen MJF promos, check him out, because MJF, he knows how to play the fans like a fiddle. He knows how to do it. He knows, especially when he's in a southern town. Yeah, I'm here in Memphis, Tennessee. He already knows what to do. It's like already 1-2. It's in his head. He already knows how to do it. But if you haven't seen MJF promo, check it out. We also got, he's just saying rise for your American hero. And as soon as he said that, Will Ospreay came bolting out to the ring. He told him to keep running because he's going to make him pay for what he said about his family. And then MJF basically was like, yeah, but and one thing you don't know is everybody dies. And that led into the match with Lance Archer. That's Lance Archer's, his little saying, his little catchphrase, everybody dies. So he came to the ring. They had an interesting match. Started off with a big old choke slam, and it looked like Will Ospreay just got the wind blown out of him on that one. It was a crazy match, big man, little man. Archer was on top for the most of the match, and Will Ospreay got his little shots in, did a couple things. One thing that I was looking at was at the end where he hit him with a hidden blade, and then I think he kicked out at one, which was like, I was like, we don't even see Archer that much, so him kicking out at one would be like, he should have just went down to one, but then Will just went back to the corner, hit another one for the 1-2-3. So it was decent. I think it could have went down a little bit, probably faster, a little bit easier, but I guess they wanted Lance Archer to look a little competitive from where he's come from and how many matches him and Will have had. So that was that. Also, MJF came out after the match, beat him up, hit him with a brain buster, and he was about to hit him with the ring. But Kyle Fletcher came out and saved him, punched MJF in the face, he rolled out. And Kyle Fletcher grabbed the microphone. He said, he's my best friend. I don't want to leave him out here. Don, I know you out here too, Don Callis. He didn't want him to, come out, but he wanted to help him out. So Kyle Fletcher, he said, America's giving me a lot of things, but you're not the person who needs to be the face of America. So he wants to fight him, basically. And MJF, he played the fans like a fiddle again, walking back and forth. You want MJF right now? Taking off all his shirt and everything and walking back and forth. He said, no, I'm going to face you on my time next week on Dynamite. So it's going to be Kyle Fletcher versus MJF on Dynamite. And after that, MJF headed out and left. Then we had Jericho next, and the guys had a cake. They were like, oh, people get their face smashed in a cake every time, but it's not going to be me. And it was like, I feel like it should have been something with the cake maybe later on if something happened. But I think this was the only Jericho segment of the night. So, he had the little cake or whatnot, and Alex Marvez was there, and he was like, and then apparently the bad apple, Chris Jericho broke his finger. So the bad apple, Bryan Keith, is going to fight Shibata next week on Dynamite. So he was like, yeah. Afterwards, he cut a little promo. Then he was like, Alex, if you respect Chris Jericho, you'll eat that cake. And he put his little finger in there. I'm like, not bad. And it's like, y'all try to be goofy. Like, I don't know. It's a Chris Jericho segment, so I guess it's goofy either way. So it's like, it is what it is. But hey, guess that if that's what you're going for, let it happen. We got Chris Statlander versus Willow next. They need to get Chris Statlander like a glowing mask or something in her dark entrance, because you literally can't see a doggone thing. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know who's out there. I don't know what it is. I mean, you know who's out there, but anybody new watching is like, okay, why is it so dark? What the freak is going on? Get her like a mask or something so I can glow on her face. Make her look, at least different, with whatever she's trying to do. More than a woman. She's did the alien thing, and she has something that glowed. It will make her look a little bit different. Who knows? But I think it was a okay match. It was a little long. It had this little point where Willow grabbed Stokely and like tried to smack him but missed him. And then he turned around and she smacked him in the back of the head type thing, and gave Statlander the chance to pull up. We also had like it was like a 450 splash or something. I think Willow got the wind knocked out of her at that point, and it was like, dang, like that hurt. And Willow was just in there like, dude. But then after that, the referee was checking on Willow, and Stokely passed Statlander the chain. Stokely, he distracted the referee, and Statlander hit her with a spinning clothesline and knocked her out pretty much, and that was the end of the match. They hid the doggone chain, and afterwards Statlander beat up the security, and then Stokely stopped her. I think he wants her to be fresh, whatnot, for the match now, because she won the match. So now she's going to have a CMLL title match with Willow. That's the Mexican title, the Mexico title, the Women's World Championship over there. And let's see. Yeah, and they both pretty much left. Willow had to get escorted out on a referee. She was on her shoulder. And then after that, we had Bryan Danielson come out, and he was talking about, you don't realize they were good days until they're almost gone. And, his contract ended August 1st. So I guess Bryan Danielson, his contract was over. And because now I'm doing this video is going to be uploaded on the 4th. So his contract's definitely gone. It's over. So that's the thing. And he said he was able to be present in his career, and he was able to be present backstage today and in the ring right there. So it was good that he was like that. I appreciate Bryan Danielson for all he's done. He was really one of my big inspirations. But watching this, I was like, dang, like he's really gonna go, like, and he's really one of the cornerstones of AEW. Like me personally, like AEW has been one of my dreams, like to go to and to be there and to wrestle for them. But like, the problem was, like, the whole thing was, man, they got 3 people, man. They got CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, and Kenny Omega. CM Punk gone. Bryan Danielson is retiring. Kenny Omega is out with injury. So it's just a lot of craziness going on, and we're gonna see how AEW looks, because time is moving on. I'm definitely trying to get some things going in my life. So we're going to see what the time looks like when that time comes, or if I'm ever given the opportunity. But moving on with the show, Swerve cut him out after he said, "Oh, I promise I'll give 100% and go all in." He cut him off, and he said, "Yeah, you want to kick people's heads in a lot, but you couldn't do anything when they started kicking back." And Swerve cut his little promo, and Bryan Danielson was like, "Okay, if you beat me, I'll never wrestle again. Title versus career at All In." And man, it's crazy. Swerve said he's the most dangerous man in AEW, and he said he accepted his handshake. He shook his hand. That was going to be the freaking match. That's it. It's on All In. This the 25th, I believe it is. So let's make it happen, guys. We're gonna see how they make it shake. I guess that's why they really had to make that match the main event, because if this was gonna be Bryan Danielson's last year, biggest show of them all, let him go out on this big high note. And I don't know if he's gonna become the champ. This might be the end of Swerve's title reign. And I don't know, Bryan Danielson never wrestling again? Like, that's steep. That's real steep. And we really gonna see. Because if Bryan Danielson wins, then he's gonna have to work a part-time contract. It's like, dang, like, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's real big stakes kind of when you think about it hard. So, but Briscoe versus Undisputed Era next. OC went for the doggone Hurricane Rana, but messed up, I guess. Mil Mortos, doggone bull guy who was in the ring, he kind of couldn't do it enough. He did it pretty well until like the last one, and then he had to just go and roll, and the crowd was like, ah. But Marusha Ishii was fighting. Mark was athletic and fired up the crowd like nobody else in the match. Nobody else in the match could really fire up the crowd like him. The focus was really Mark Briscoe. was crazy. But going on into the match, Roosh cut off Briscoe from hitting the J Driller, and Mortos hit him with like he picked him up and then pile dropped him like that, and then that was the end. So he pinned the Ring of Honor World Champion. So I guess that's going to be a match in the future, probably on Ring of Honor sometime. And then after that match, that was the end of that match. The Acclaim came on. They were all cutting promo. They said, get ready because the Acclaim are coming to Collision. And they want to fight FTR. So we're going to see what FTR got to offer to them. We're going to see, probably, this was today. This is going to be today for me. And then tomorrow I'm going to check that out. Probably tell a little something about that on my next review. But we're going to see where that goes. Then when they had the Mariah segment, she said she wanted to be Tony. You know, Tony was telling her that the business will eat her alive. And it's time for her to eat. And then, what's her name? Renee Paquette, she was just like, but why? And then Mariah was like, I don't want to answer any more questions. So Renee walked off. I was like, shouldn't Mariah be the one to walk off? Like, you trying to, like, it's like she trying to show a little bit too much personality out here, Renee. Like, come on now. But then we had Tony come out, and she was hitting herself in the head with the shoe. She was like, Mariah, you said you love me, and people say that you should find things you love and let it kill you. But at All In, it's going to be a bloody romance, basically. And she started hitting herself in the head again, and then she taunted to the crowd and headed out. So I think this is going to be an all right match. I think Mariah needs a little more on her. Like, they really needed to, like, make this more obvious. Because I'm sorry, Mariah was loving on Tony way too much for this to be anywhere in my sights. I didn't believe it at all. But Mercedes came with Camille. Camille had a little squash match. It looked like she had some all right moves, but it looks like Camille's going to need, like, somebody else that can actually run with her, do some things, make some things happen. And I don't know, we might see if this Britt Baker or not. We might see. But basically, after the match, Mercedes grabbed the microphone. She was like, hey, you know, Camille's a brick house, and Britt, you built this house, but you can't break her down, type thing. And the crowd was chanting DMD, and she got mad about that. But basically, at the end of the day, she's saying, like, she won't be able to be Camille. She got the backup, and at All In, she's not going to be able to do anything either. So yeah, that was the end of that. And after the break, came back to the main event. Darby Allin versus Hangman Adam Page. It was a fast break, went to the outside. Darby went for a coffin drop on the top. Hangman caught him and German suplex him. They went to the top of the ramp, and Hangman had a chair. The referee distracted him. He said, no, you can't have that. Then next thing you know, Darby flips over and gives him a stunner. And then Darby went to the top of the freaking ramp, like the little circles on the ramp. Bro, man went to the top of the ramp and jumped off, hit a coffin drop on the Hangman. That was the break spot. And after they came back from break, I mean, it was like crazy in the break, because Hangman, I feel like he almost broke his neck. He had like a AA position, and he dropped him right there. I was like, dang, that was like breaking his doggone neck. But it was weird. The lights went off at a random point in the match, which was like weird. And then they just came back on. I thought the House of Black was coming out or something, because they did that so much, but the lights then went out, and it was just okay. Went outside to the ring steps. Darby, he was thrown, caught him, slammed him into he was thrown, he flipped over the steps, came back, he caught him, pushed him into the post, powerbombed him 3 times on the apron, and then he slammed him on, or he follow-away slammed him onto the stair side, like where the stairs was at. I was like, dang, Darby is committed to these freaking bumps. It's crazy. And they came back in after that little break. But and after that break, like, they came back. Hangman follow-away slammed Darby from the top rope. I know that freaking hurt. Like, I'll be scared. But man, they went back out to the steel steps. Darby was about to get slammed. He countered out and put Hangman on the steps. And then he did that crazy suicide dive that he does, which is awesome. And he blew Hangman's head off. He went flying off of the steel steps. Then after that, Darby would get back in the ring. Darby starts whipping him with the belt. Like, Hangman would do it like when the referee's not in the ring or turn around. But Darby was just doing it, and the referee didn't say much. He was just like, hey, stop that, stop that. But it was like, okay. But Darby made a comeback with the Code Red, went for the coffin drop, but Hangman caught him with the sleeper hold. Darby went for a buckshot lariat after that, after getting out of sleeper hold. But Hangman wasn't having it, clotheslined him down, but he didn't go down still after that. And then they were talking about Hangman's looking at the kids at ringside. He's thinking about his own kid and how Swerve did all this to his people. And Hangman basically got angry, hit him with the dead eye twice. Boom, boom. But didn't want to cover him. Went for the buckshot lariat. But as he went for it, Darby countered. Well, Darby didn't counter. He fell down to the ground because he was like hurt. So Hangman grabbed him by his legs, flipped him back up, and then went for a rolling elbow. But Darby caught him, went down into a Mahi Straw roll-up pin, and hit him with the 1, 2, 3. So I don't think Hangman getting a shot at Swerve for a while. So that was the end of that. Darby had won, and it looks like Darby's going to move on to this match with Jack Perry in a pretty big way. I don't know if he's going to become the TNT champion. It seems pretty close for Jack Perry to lose the title, but hey, I'll take it. Like, give Darby the title. Like, I don't know what Jack Perry hasn't really done. He hasn't really done much with his TNT title career, and it's like, you know, you gotta have somebody interesting. But you know, Jack Perry, he hasn't really done much. Like, he's cut a couple promos, but he hasn't had any breakout matches. Like, you know, crazy things. He might have a cool match with Jack, or not Jack, but Darby. But we're definitely going to see. That was the main event. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe for more of these videos. I'm going to keep on doing it. Keep on going as much as I can. School's coming up on the 26th, guys. It's right after All In. So keep that in mind as I'm trying to do this. I got a pretty full schedule. Trying to make work happen. Trying to do these things. So we're definitely going to see how that works out, guys. So I hope you guys are staying well. God bless you all. And I love you. Just keep on coming back. Keep on doing your thing in your life. Things might not be going so well. So just make it happen. Because God's putting us all through these things for a reason. So, love y'all. I'll see y'all soon. Hope y'all enjoy. And I'll see y'all next time.